Look at the
Yeah,
camera.
look at me.
Yeah.
So have you ever been to somewhere you would consider a Chinatown?
Yeah, in New York. I guess I've been on like Canal Street.
So how many times have you been, roughly? A lot?
Once.
Oh, once.
Yeah, not a lot. Sorry.
Why'd you go?
It was like a trip to the city with family. We just
So tourist.
yeah, tourist.
Yeah.
Yeah, one time.
Where was it, and why did you go there?
New York when I was like 8, and my family was going because we were in like New Jersey, so we figured we would take the trip.
Yeah, in San Francisco.
Okay. So when did you go there? Like how many times?
I went there a fair amount actually, like growing up. I lived in Fremont in the Bay Area for a while, so.
Okay. And why did you go?
Mostly for food. So there's some pretty good restaurants out there.
Yes.
Where and when?
New York City multiple times. I was there last summer.
Okay. And like why did you go?
I don't know, it's like a cultural experience, but also there's good food and cheap stuff to buy.
Yes.
Where and when?
New York City, San Francisco. Last summer, at least like once a year, I think.
And why do you go? Or like why have you gone?
I like to go because I like to get Chinese food. Just seems like a touristy thing to do.
Yes.
Where would that be? And like when did you go? Or, like,
I mean, I live like 5 blocks away from, well, not 5, but I live like 15 blocks away from Chinatown in Brooklyn, in New York, and then also Chinatown in the city. My high school was like I'm from New York, and my high school was like 10 blocks away from Chinatown.
And like why would you go when you went?
I mean, 2 of my friends lived in Chinatown.
Okay. What are the first 3?
And also for food.
Fair.
Yeah, I have actually.
Which one, or like which ones?
I've been to Chinatown in New York and in Washington, D.C.
Alright, and like why did you go to them?
We were in the city, we were just kind of exploring, and we thought it would be a cool area of the city to go to. It's a lot of different kinds of culture there.
Solid.
I don't think so.
Yes.
Where and when?
Oh gosh. Last summer in London.
Okay, and like why did you go to it?
I was really hungry, and there looked like a lot of food places.
Yes.
Where and when did you go?
In New York, like 2012.
And why did you go there?
Because it was like it felt like something you had to do. We thought we could get some good deals and some cool stuff.
Food stores, Chinese people, and those like red lantern light things.
Like knockoff designers, Chinese food, and crowds.
It's very like a lot of immigrants. It's usually in like a less safe part of town, cheaper rent. It literally feels like China sometimes.
Good food, fake Ray-Bans, and a lot of people taking pictures.
For some reason, bright lights, close-knit community, and restaurants.
Chinese people, like fake authentic things, and cheap prices, and illegal. Illegal is probably instead of cheap prices.
Alright. Why do you think people go to Chinatowns?
Like the tourism,
Okay.
the food. Yeah.
I think so. It's like there's 2 sides to it. So I think one is probably like the touristy side. So just kind of, I feel like Chinatown, San Francisco is one of the places you visit when you go to San Francisco. And then the other would be just, sort of as you happen to live in the area and it's just a place you frequent. So I would say one of those 2.
I think to explore a part of a city that isn't like the typical New York or the typical DC, and probably to get some good food.
I guess to experience different types of cultures. Hopefully.
Okay.
I don't know. It's become like a tourist kind of like destination, like somewhere you like have to go if you go to a big city.
Like, what do you see the role of the Chinatown there as in like the greater New York area?
It's just another part of the city's identity, just a place where I guess people like to feel comfortable living together, and it's just an area for them to live.
Yeah, I think there are like a lot of, I don't know, I think everybody needs a place where they feel like they belong.
I guess like makes it more of like an international city and like a lot of immigration, I'm sure.
A way for Chinese immigrants to gather and live together and form some kind of solidarity and camaraderie in a new environment.
I think like what's its role?
Yeah.
I think it's a meeting place for a lot of people like in that culture, and then like a lot of people outside of that. Really, when people go there, it's like for like authentic food, for dim sum. So I think a lot of people go to experience something new.
I think it's like an alternative cultural center, and it's also a good place for specific communities to come together and like have a little home base.
Since you know.
I think it's a really cool part of town.
Okay. So, have you ever interacted with like another type of like ethnic community? Do you feel like there's another like ethnic community that you've been a part of or seen?
No, yeah.
Okay.
I think I've had my first like Indian friends and like not first black friends, but so I would go to like black parties and like black cookouts, and then went to like a couple of like Indian festivities and stuff.
I mean, my own, I guess. I've definitely interacted with the Indian community.
Yeah, like there's lots of Hispanic communities, I feel like.
Well, yeah, I'm Greek, so like the Greek community in New York, and like the Russian community, because we have like Russian town, I guess, kind of Korean. Yeah.
Like the Indian community, obviously, I'm a part of. Different, people from all over the place.
Yeah.
I think I've been to a Koreatown.
Definitely the black community.
How do you mean like type?
Groups or like communities.
Groups or communities? Well, I mean, I'm Indian, so definitely the Indian community. I guess specifically like the Bengali community within India.
Pretty much just like white communities.
Like America or like
Yeah.
the Greek American community. Yeah.
The Indian community.
Yeah.
The
Cool, dude.
there's all kinds of communities at Duke that I am maybe not a part of, but I like to interact with, that I like to spend time with.
Yeah, I guess like a female community, black community, DU community,
And what do you think?
Nova community.
And then what do you see yourself getting out of like these communities that you're a part of?
I guess it's just another way to shape your identity and have something that like a greater thing to connect with.
I mean, I think there's this sense of sort of like a shared identity, because there's definitely things that, no matter what, that I think like a culture, like heritage, like definitely drives different sort of views and things like that. And so there's like this shared experience. So I guess it's like just having that commonality, like being a South Asian male growing up in the U.S., having other South Asian males to talk to about that experience. So.
Like fun things to do with groups of people and sense of like belonging on campus, things like that.
Just like a greater understanding of like people being different and like accepting the differences among people, and like the more people you interact with, like the more likely you are to be tolerant of different groups.
Broader perspective on issues, but also on how people like live their lives and how people confront their day-to-day tasks.
I think you get a sense of belonging and togetherness, and yeah.
I guess I feel connected to the other people, even if I haven't met them or know nothing about them.
And then do you think that like the Duke or Durham, there's like a place that you would consider sort of like a Chinatown, or like a Chinatown in the community sense, not maybe in the physical sense?
Well, the university has a large, I think, Chinese population, and I know they have like SLGs, so I think they probably have created their own community.
So.
There's definitely like a Hispanic sector of Durham where they have like stores that are like the signs are in Spanish and things like that.
Cool. That's it. Thank you very much.
Duke or Durham area?
Yeah.
In Cary. Yeah, I would say there is kind of a Chinatown there.
Is there like a Chinese supermarket? I don't know. I don't know. I think there is, but yeah, I don't know. I really haven't explored.
Not a Chinatown.
Not that I know of.